And when I saw this house, I thought, this is my house. Instead of making statements, I can't, I started asking questions. What if I could? So every morning I drew out my house. And so all I saw was the sun over the top of the building. I'd even drawn a private jet and I would write joy, happiness, peace, love. And 3 weeks later, we were in the house. But it was about 3 months later that I realised, the sun is exactly where I drew it. There's a private airport not so far away, so there's private jets that literally go past. The stables are exactly where I drew it, and room for 5 cars, there's room for 10 cars. And so thinking into results is not a program, it's a way of life. So that is proper manifestation. Here's the thing, you're doing it every day, except you tend to bring the things you don't want because you worry, and then you doubt yourself, and then you get all anxious. And what we learn is to bring you back to centre, so that then you can go in whatever direction you want to go. Hello, hello, hello. It is so good to see you here. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing really, really well. So listen, thank you so much for joining us. Today's topic is focus. So let's get straight into it then, and let's get ourselves focused. That's the only way to do it. So it's not who you are that holds you back, it's who you think you're not. My goodness, this was one of the greatest lessons that I learned. Please take a picture of this. I'm going to share so much in the next 10 minutes. You want to be noticing this or replay this over and over again. It's not who you think you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. Play that one over and over. Let's have some affirmations to get us focused. I'm so happy and grateful now. Money flows easily to me from multiple sources in increasing amounts in a continuous way. I was born rich. I deserve all the wealth that is already mine. These are the affirmations from the most infamous Bob Proctor. Oh, speaking of the man, there you go. I interviewed him. How did we do that? And how did I get to stand beside him? Well, that's a story for another time. I decided to become one of Bob Proctor's top consultants. Even ended up on a movie, How Thoughts Become Things. So, a little bit about my journey. I drew this house. I know it doesn't look like a house, but I drew this house. I drew this over and over and over again. I couldn't be writing the affirmations, and I just wanted to draw this out, and I did this every single day. And this is the house I'm in right now. This is what I completely love. I had more space. That's all I wanted was space, space, space. And I want to tell you that if you focus on what you want, you will get it. The only time that you don't is whenever you stop focusing, because your imagination is the most marvelous, miraculous, inconceivably powerful force the world has ever known. Einstein said himself, imagination is more important than knowledge. But Sheena didn't quite hear that one. So I went and studied, read books, studied goodness knows what, to realize that it was all in my imagination, every single thing. And I was ignoring the results in the outside world. I knew better. Don't ignore those results. If you're not where you want, something needs to change. Let's get those affirmations in again. I'm so happy and grateful now. Money flows easily to me from multiple sources and increasing amounts in a continuous way. I was born rich. I deserve all the wealth that is already mine. And so does the caterpillar. And so does the butterfly. There is a process that it goes on, though, isn't it? It's a proven methodology, but most people don't know. They read so many different things. They can't tell you the direct path. What if I could tell you the direct path? Bob Proctor told me the direct path. What if you knew the direct path? How many years do you think that would save? I mean, Bob Proctor studied this for 60 years. How many years do you think you'd save? Now let's have a look at this chart here. We live in frequencies. I mean, we're all energy. And so you know this about energy. Let's experience energy now. If you were happy, it feels good. It feels light. When you're sad, it feels heavy. It's a certain frequency. And so you can imagine the caterpillar and the butterfly. The butterfly is light and the caterpillar's just trundling along on the ground. Who do you want to be like? Your results are on a frequency. You know this. Maybe you've met people and they're like, oh my goodness, they're high energy. And then you meet people, oh my goodness, they're low energy. You get it? You feel it already? Yes, you understand this, don't you? So your results are on a certain frequency. I mean, if maybe this here is, Rock FM, but you want to be listening to Radio One. Well, I don't have to go and get it, do I? It's all here. If I decided to turn my phone on now and listen to one of those radio stations, I could tune into it. I don't have to go and get it. Do you understand how important what I'm saying here is? You don't have to go and get it. It's about tuning into it. Keep repeating that. I would keep repeating that over and over again. So you're here and you want to be there. That's where your goal is. You're going to have to make a decision, but there's resistance in there, absolute resistance, because, yeah, you know where you want to go, but you have to work out today. The two things just aren't fitting. But Sheena, I've got to deal with reality. Yeah, you do. But what's your perception of reality? It's causing you resistance towards your goal. It's holding your goal away from you. We've got to focus on what we want and what that feels like, because we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. You're trying to use the same thinking that created the results and you're trying to think your way out of them. You can't trust that. You cannot trust that at all. It's about making a decision, but you do make a decision. I know you do. But that's just the 2% here, when actually it's the 98% here that gets you the results. So you make a decision and you do your affirmations, and then you spend your day thinking from the results, feeling from the results. You've got to tune into what you want. Remember what I said before. You've got to tune into it. If I keep thinking like a butterfly, if I keep thinking like a caterpillar, which one do you think the results I'm going to get? If I think like a caterpillar, I will have caterpillar results. If I think like a butterfly, I will have butterfly results. Which results do you want? It's got to be a committed decision. Focus, focus, focus. Anything that happens in the outside world is just to help you focus more on the inside world, on your imagination, and using your will to hold the imagination in place. Not the will to make things happen on the outside world, but the will to hold the imagination in place. Like you know it's there. There's a whole science behind this. So do you want to be the caterpillar or do you want to be the butterfly? Are you prepared to do the work in the middle? The only way you cannot be the butterfly is if you stop. There is a proven methodology, but what we want to understand is your proven methodology. Imagine if you knew what the proven methodology was so you could find your own. How many years do you think you'd save yourself? Why do we need to come from our vision? This is the Shard. I love the Shard. I met the engineer from the Shard this week. How awesome. Magical minds, imagination that he used and put it all together and made it happen. And so if we think from our vision, but then we spend our day walking around from the ground floor, seeing that's all we see is the ground floor. The idea is to walk around where you are now with the vision in your mind. Remembering that vision, seeing it and walking around with that. And when people see you, they'll go, something's quite different. I'm so happy and grateful now. Money flows easily to me from multiple sources in increasing amounts in a continuous way. I was born rich. I deserve all the wealth that is already mine. And so do you. You deserve all the wealth that is already yours. And what are you going to do about it today? Yeah? What are you going to do about this today? It is so wonderful to have this time with you, and I can't wait to see you again. So have a good day now. Bye-bye.